Cheetah.
Cheetah.
Perfect. No notes. Hey, Val.
Hey, Al. Hey, Improvised DCOM cast.
Hey.
Welcome to D-Commentaries.
Thank you. Welcome to you. Welcome to our listeners, and welcome to our special guests, the cast of Improvised DCOM.
Yay.
Yay. Woot.
Welcome back, folks.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. So for anyone who may have not listened to our Cheetah Girls 2 episode, which why wouldn't you? But you may have missed that our cast from our live Improvised DCOM show came and guested on that episode as well. And so we wanted to bring them back for Cheetah Girls One World because of course we did.
Mm-hmm. And the good news is our show that we did do called Improvised DCOM was only supposed to run for 7 weeks, and these folks are so good that we have an indefinite run in the city of Chicago on Friday nights.
That's right.
At IO.
That's right.
Through Malarkey Comedy.
Cast, let's do a little round robin of introductions. Let's start with you, Taryn.
Okay. Hello, everybody. I am Taryn Gomez. And I'm so happy to be here. Another great cast member of Improvised DCOM and a comedy sports of the Malarkey Theater. Thanks for having me.
It's like a Russian nesting doll.
Yes.
Improvised DCOM within comedy sports within Malarkey.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Caleb? Say hello.
Hi, everybody. I'm Caleb. I've been here since the beginning. I'm one of the originals of the cast, one of the starters, really. I also have the Russian doll of the comedy sports Malarkey Improvised channel. I just do some improv and acting in Chicago. That's my whole thing, and happy to be here.
Woo.
Nice. Diana, it's your first time here.
Hi, I'm Diana Smith. I am a Chicago improviser, cast member of Improvised DCOM, and very excited to be here among you lovely people. Thank you for having me.
Yay.
Of course. And Shane.
Hi, that's me. I am Shane, also a Chicago improviser, also a DCOMer and comedy sportser and Malarkey comedy of all the things that happen in our theater. And also an OG, as Caleb would say, of the DCOM. We all are, in fact.
And
When you said you were an OG, I was like, oh my gosh, Caleb's listened to our podcast since the first episode. And that was not what OG meant.
Definitely talking about me.
Yeah.
Well, we're so happy you all are here, and we're ready to get going and have a blast tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I said tonight, giving away the fact that we don't in fact record this at the exact time that it comes out, in case anyone was confused.
Right.
The magic is lost.
That's a sham.
Well, let's just get right to the business.
Okay.
In case anyone was confused, we're covering Cheetah Girls One World today. Cheetah Girls One World came out August 22nd, 2008. So while no films came out between January and July of 2008, then they had one in July, Camp Rock, and then they had Cheetah Girls One World in August.
Okay.
So they were really hitting summer hard. And then I'm pretty sure this is it for 2008.
Yeah.
So they scaled back.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, but this one has some old friends of ours. So it was directed by Paul Hohen,
Mm-hmm.
who directed Luck of the Irish, True Confessions, You Wish, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off, Read It and Weep, and upcoming Dadnapped, Camp Rock 2, and How to Build a Better Boy, as well as Zombies 1 through 3.
Whoa.
So definitely a big DCOM director.
Big news for everyone that I just saw. They announced another Descendants movie.
Oh my God, I can't wait. I saw it too.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw the ad.
I love the Descendants. I'm really excited for Val. Val's never seen him. I'm excited to see him.
Oh,
They were after
you were
my
in
time,
for a
so I'm
treat.
pumped.
Diane and Caleb, any comments on the Descendants?
You know, I haven't. I always think it's that George Clooney movie when
And it is.
Me too.
And-
Me
and
too.
they have 4 of them. And Diana?
I cannot be reached for comment at this time.
Okay. Thank you for
Fair.
sharing your truth.
What I'm most excited about for Descendants 4 is Brandy is back as Cinderella.
Ooh.
Wait, is that what that picture was of her with the guy who played Prince Charming
they're
or
both
whatever?
back. They're both back from that movie as because Descendants 4 follows a different path than the original 3 Descendants. It's like this happens afterwards. Still set in the same universe, but yeah, Cinderella and her husband Prince Charming from that movie are back.
Oh, I love Brandy Cinderella.
So
That's so
good.
That's
fun.
really cool.
It's possible.
Love it. Great. Okay, so that's their director. It was written by a team, but 2 of the writers didn't really have any other writing credits of note. Jen Small, this was literally her only writing credit, so I'm not sure what she was doing. And then Nisha Ganatra was also a writer credited on this movie, but actually she is mostly a television director. So I thought that was interesting. But I think the primary writer, or at least the person who kind of turned it into a DCOM, was Dan Berenson, old reliable. Dan wrote Up and Away, Scream Team, Eddie's $1 Million Cook-Off, Stuck in the Suburbs, Halloween Town High, Twitches 2, the Hannah Montana movie, Wizards of Waverly Place movie, Camp Rock 2, and a bunch of episodes of Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
One of Val's favorites.
So my thing with Dan is that a lot of his movies are like kind of campy in a way that I don't like. Like they're sort of like whoop whoop whoop, but not all of them, just some of them. So we'll give him, like Three Stooges, like
Yep.
Anyway, so that was the rating team. Then we've got a smallish cast, especially compared to last movie. A lot of people we remember from before. Adrienne Houghton played Chanel Chuchi Simmons. She's in all 3 Cheetah Girls. She was in the movie Coach Carter. She was in the DCOM Buffalo Dreams in sort of like a cameo role. And of course, she's in 3LW. So she's in a lot of their music videos. Then we've got Sabrina Bryan playing Dorinda Doe Thomas. She's also in all 3 Cheetah Girls, and then a random assortment of other stuff.
And currently has a podcast that is exactly like what, Val? Our podcast.
That's right.
Bravo.
More famous people than us stole our idea.
Always how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's really cool. Anyway, Kiely Williams played Aqua Walker. She's also in all 3 Cheetah Girls. She was also in 3LW.
Broken Promise.
She was in the
Broken Promise.
Yeah. Also, I don't know why I only noticed it in this movie, but she has like the most beautiful eyes.
I
Like,
noticed it this movie
gorgeous.
too.
I was literally
Gorgeous
Googling
eyes.
it because I was like, she wearing contact lenses? Like, why did that not stand out to me before?
I think it's because they accentuate the eye makeup because of being on location in India. And there's a lot of really big close-ups and her staring directly into it. Also noticed.
I was enchanted.
Also, she was more of a main character this time than she has been in the other 2.
That's true.
And
That's true. They didn't
Which
like
was really
nerf
nice.
her off to some side thing the way they did in the last 2
Mhm.
movies. She was also in The House Bunny, Stomp the Yard 2. She's working.
Mhm.
Nothing like crazy, but she's working. Then we had Michael Stager as Vic, or Vikram, the director of the movie. He did 100+ episodes of 90210, so that's his big thing.
whoa.
But he's a character actor. He's been in lots of stuff. Then we had Rupak Gin, or Jin. I couldn't find like a solid answer on which pronunciation is correct, so I apologize. Played Rahim, who was the like main character in the movie, like the main actor who snorted when he left. He was on Royal Pains. He was in the movie Late Night, and he's a character actor. He's been in lots of stuff.
Cool.
Kunal Sharma played Amar, who is the Kevin 347, Aqua's boyfriend. He's been most recently in some episodes of Hawaii Five-0, but he's another character actor, so just like one of everything kind of guy. Roshan Seth played Uncle Kamal Bhatia, the producer of the movie. He was on the like BBC show Indian Summers. He was on a show that was very clearly like an Indian soap opera, like lots and lots of episodes of it. But he's also a character actor, just been in lots of things. Deepti Daryanani played Geeta. But she actually stopped acting in 2009. So she was not in a ton to begin with, and then she didn't act after this movie. So it's a shame. She's cute. She's good, I thought. And then Vinod Nagpal played Swami G, the guy spouting wisdom in the park. He's a character actor in India. So like his credits were all Indian shows and films. Yeah. The synopsis is as follows. And for anyone who doesn't remember, I do not read the synopsis before I do it right now. So we'll see if it's good. The Cheetah Girls go to India to appear in a Bollywood musical, but the director can choose only one of them for the role. The role, not the lead role, just the role. Yeah, I guess that's accurate.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
It's not. It's just not giving any more context.
Yeah.
Short and sweet.
A couple of fun facts. Raven is not in the movie because she wanted to work on her solo album. And apparently they toured. They made like a Cheetah Girls album that was not like a soundtrack. It was just like literally an album of original songs. And they toured on this album. But she also did not join them for the same reason.
I then read nearly a decade after the film released, she cited that the other cast members were cliquish during the filming of Cheetah Girls 2, which is why she did not want to appear in the third film.
That goes against Cheetah Girl philosophy, though. You girls stick together.
Well, what's interesting is I wonder if it had anything to do with the fact that if any of them are like similar to their characters, because Raven is insufferable as a character in these movies. And I don't necessarily think she's insufferable, but like if she's sort of like, I'm the lead, I'm in charge, and they aren't into that, that could cause a problem.
Maybe.
The other fun fact about this movie is that they celebrate Holi in this movie. However, this movie takes place over the summer, and Holi is a spring holiday. So they basically just moved the holiday to a different time of year to work for this movie.
Sure.
Like you do.
Yeah. As you do, yes. All right, that is the business done. Efficient, through it, done. Folks, I'd love to hear some first impressions. Let's do a quick round robin. Taryn, let's start with you.
Okay, first impression, it felt all unnecessary to me. And Dorinda is bitter that she got broken up with.
Wow.
Nice.
Hot take.
Caleb?
Yeah, shocking how the quality drop went from 2 to this movie. We were talking before we went on, like, has to be some financial incentives to have this movie take place in India. There doesn't make any other, it's why Bollywood, why it doesn't make any sense. Can't wait to talk about my section of the movie. What a movie.
Diana, what about you?
Okay, so I agree with everything so far. Thematically, something that I think was interesting about this movie is it felt kind of Shakespearean to me in moments, just like the way that everybody played their little characters and the way that it all tied together and all these like parallel storylines and like sneaking away in corridors and like overseeing things. I don't know. Just that was something that stood out to me overall. I have other things to say. I'll save them for later.
Perfect. Shane?
So unlike the last two, this one felt more like a musical rather than a bunch of music videos pieced together. The song choices actually added to plot like musicals do, whereas last time they were just performing their songs because they wanted to be famous. Like each song fit what was happening in the movie this time around, which I kind of enjoyed. And then I kept having to remind myself this movie was made in 2008 because I do not think it would have been made today. There are a lot of questionable choices that were made, which I'm sure we will talk about. Kevin 347.
Oh, yes. Al, what about you?
Thanks, Val. I wrote this down during halfway through the movie. I wrote, I'm sorry, this movie is insane and I love it. It makes no sense. The choices are crazy, but I love how absolutely chaotic it is. I'm giving it a 5. I don't love it. I don't hate it. I think it's middle of the road. Like, I think it's a fun watch, but I don't need to see it again. It's not a great movie, but it's so dumb that it's so much fun. And then I also wanted to say, it's kind of a fun fact, but as I was looking up this movie was part of, you could vote as a Disney Channel viewer on things you wanted to see in the movie. And I have a YouTube video of a commercial of it. So they did it for High School Musical 2, and it was so successful that they did it for Cheetah Girls One World. And so you could vote on what Doe was going to bring with her on the trip, what food Aqua was going to be obsessed with, and then what you could vote on what Chanel was going to bring home to her mom from the trip. And I tried to pay attention. I couldn't figure out the mom one, but I think that it was Doe brought a photo album, and then Aqua was a fan of chicken tikka masala.
There's a scene, I think it's when they first meet the Swami, that they are leaving a
is it the
cart,
Papri Chat?
Possibly. And she folds up this box. She's like, this will be a great gift for my mom. I did not know that was what was happening, but I do remember that.
The Papri Chat is a food, so it's not that, but it's probably in that section, and I was just paying attention too much to them eating the Papri Chat. But yeah, very interesting. I tried to look it up. It's not on the website anymore. But yeah. Okay, that was my impressions. Val, first impressions.
Thanks, Al. I also felt kind of middling about this movie. I did not dislike this movie. There have been some DCOMs where I have actively disliked them and I would never want to watch them again. I could sit through this again. It's fine. There's definitely some cliches, would be a kind word, used in this movie that are definitely would not fly today for sure. And there's definitely some actors in this who are, at least in this movie, are not very good, which kind of takes away, especially I really did not like Vic at all.
Yeah, yes.
I just he was so annoying and one note the entire movie. And I was just why is this guy the lead? Of all of these people. So that annoyed me throughout. But I agree with Shane that the music made more sense and was more musically. And I liked some of the choices. There's a number where all the guys are fighting for their respective Cheetah Girl to get the lead. And I thought that was a really clever thing. And they had fun with the fact that it's supposed to be in Bollywood and all the dancing and the color and, they used the setting. So I appreciated all of that. So yeah, I liked it mostly, did not love, did not hate.
Yeah. I also read that, I think that Hollywood is getting better at this, but Vic is of Iranian descent. He's not Indian. Which was a very interesting choice for the lead.
Yes.
But I think that Hollywood is now working on being better at casting people in roles that are requiring things like that.
Yes, for sure.
He got married that year too. He got married in 2008 to his middle school sweetheart. I did a lot of research on this movie. I don't know why.
You did a deep dive.
When I don't have to take notes of the synopsis, I have time to look up other things.
Can I add something to my overall thought?
Yes, Diana.
Fun facts. So, similar to Al, I read the real reason that Raven didn't come back. And another fun fact that I found with that is that because she didn't come back, Lynn Whitfield, who played Dorothea Garibaldi in the previous movies, she didn't come back either. And I felt her absence. And also, Whitney Houston was not a producer on this one. And I don't know a lot about this director for the third film, he has an amazing DCOM history. I'll say that. But I was a little bit like, what would Kenny Ortega have done with this?
For sure.
Totally.
What WWKOD?
Exactly.
You get it. No, you're right. That's great. That's a great point. I also felt her absence, Mama Raven.
Mama.
All right, let's do a quick round of favorite quotes and moments. Let's just keep going with the same order, Taryn.
Sorry if you didn't want to go first.
No, that's okay. I loved this is our cheetah destiny when they were in the car together. Just the entire song of Dance Me If You Can. That was a wild time. And then upon meeting Kevin 395, was it?
347.
347.
347. Wow.
Because it rhymed. Kevin 347.
I didn't catch that previously. Thank you. Upon meeting him when they said, "You don't sound like you live in India." That was a solid line.
Thank you to whoever wrote that.
Is it me?
Yeah, go ahead, Caleb.
Yeah, most of my synopsis is very negative, so I'm just going to say positive things. I'll say, and I didn't really write down many quotes as well. I was too flabbergasted. But I loved, and when I say love, it's never love. It's always hate. I loved when Raheem, when he got to the movie set and everyone was asking for his autograph, he genuinely looked someone in the eye and said, "Next, please." Loved that. Loved that so much. And also, I'll say on a positive note, I really loved the outdoor market they were at. After they had the song with the lights and the corridor right there, the people.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that outdoor little market they were at. It was beautiful. It looked cute. It looked cozy, and I loved the shop there.
Caleb has two nice things to say.
Yeah,
about
that's
this
all.
movie.
That's all I gotta say.
That's where Chanel. That's where Chanel found the present for her mom. Was at the outdoor
Okay,
market.
That's right.
Cool.
That's right.
Okay, see, Shane, this is why Shane's here.
You're welcome.
Yes. All right, Diana.
Okay, so I have a couple favorite lines. When Aqua is tying her sequin tennis shoe before the audition, and they're like, "Is that your string?" And she's like, "My string." I don't know. She really put something on that. I also really liked when Geeta says, "I love the way you laugh." She's so real for that.
After he snorts.
Yeah.
She's so real for that. That's music crush if I've ever heard it.
After the forced snorting.
And then I also really loved I think it was Dorinda at the end when she calls her ex-flame. Like afterwards, she kind of just says to herself out loud after she hangs up the phone, "Thanks for helping me realize that I was the obstacle all along." And I'm going to steal that for Improvised DCOM because aren't we all sort of our own obstacles? She should say it.
That's so funny. Shane.
First of all, I loved almost everything Dorinda did in this movie. She was my breakout star. One, I hated that she hated men, or I love that she hated men. I was like, that's kids, me too. I didn't write down who said these things, so I'm assuming this was her. But it's the line of, "Girl, he's just a guy." Get it? You are better than that. Also, when Dorinda goes, "Have you noticed that every elephant looks at me?" Dorinda the elephants. Here for it.
Made no sense.
And then my other favorite line was between Amar and I forget who else, but I think it was Aqua. She goes, "Is this your palace?" And he goes, "Don't be ridiculous. It's my parents." And the thing that I love to hate the most is once you realize that this movie is going to be set up in India and Aqua immediately has computer problems. Didn't love that,
Yeah.
but wanted to mention it.
But it leads to love.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Shane. Al.
Thanks, Val. I had a couple of favorite moments and quotes. One of my favorite moments is when Doe is getting a phone call from her ex and it just says, call incoming from Spain.
Yes.
I wrote that too.
Just a Spain. Very
And
funny.
call is in
And call is in quotes.
Call from Spain. So funny. When the guy is signing autographs and he goes, who should I make this out to? And the girl goes,
Yeah.
loved that.
We've all been
All
there.
been there. These are now my favorite quotes, which was change will take place whether you like it or not.
Ooh,
That was
you
very
picked a deep
introspective for
one.
me.
Wow.
And then I'm not his girlfriend. Not yet, anyways. Also, I had a fun fact that I forgot to say because I'm deleting things as I'm going because I've said them and I don't need to say them again. The guy, is Kunal, who ended up playing Umar in the movie, chose, they give him the option to either play Vic or Umar, and he chose Umar.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That is so interesting.
And I think that
wonder
he
why
fits
he
the
didn't
Umar role
pick-
better, but
He definitely does.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's some self-knowledge because he could have had the bigger role.
yeah.
That's so interesting.
Very interesting. But yeah, yes, and I think that is all that I have. Valerie, favorite quotes and moments?
Allery, thank you. Okay. Right out of the gate, one of the lines in their first song is, we're the Cheetah Girls. We stick together for life. And I said, lol, where's
Yeah.
Raven?
Where is Raven?
At one point, Chanel goes, in my defense, I didn't exactly know where Mumbai was. Whoops.
Oh, when they were talking about the ocean.
Yeah, well, I think it was when, like, because she gets this random call for like an audition for Hollywood, and they say Mumbai.
Okay.
They must have told her Mumbai. It went right by her because
Yeah.
she didn't know where Mumbai
That's true.
was.
Okay.
And then at one point, this is an ongoing thing from the first movie that Doe is poor. The rest of them are like freakishly wealthy, and then Doe is the poor one. And so at one point, Chanel goes, you really need the money.
Woof.
Ouch.
Which is so funny. Also at one point Aqua says, I just needed to defrag the disc and like a bunch of other stuff. And I was like, oh, Gen Z wouldn't know what any of this is.
Is anyone Gen Z here?
I think Diana. Caleb,
Yeah, you're
Gen Z?
technically Gen Z, right? You're like
Technically.
you're the old Gen Z.
I am the old Gen Z. I was
Wow.
born
Elder.
in July 2nd, 97. That I'm just the old
Wow.
Gen Z. Some call me an elder Gen Z.
I don't.
Wow.
Caleb, what the heck? I didn't know that. I would have been, I don't know, things would have been different.
You would have talked. I would have actually talked to you.
Caleb and Diane have never talked to each other in rehearsal in a show.
True.
They specifically
Yeah.
say cannot do shows
Mhm.
together.
Please
Is
We
keep
it
should come
Diane?
to the
Please split up the
improvised
Gen
DCOM
Zs.
to see if Caleb and I interact.
But it's Diane, right?
That's not even funny. That's not even funny.
The amount of emails Diana gets that say Diane.
Oh my god. Okay. My favorite moment of this movie is when at the very end, I don't think this is spoiling anything. Geeta and Raheem start singing, and the voices that come out of their faces are so far from what they would ever sound like. Also, the syncing in this movie
I was
is
gonna
so
talk about
bad
Oh.
from top to bottom, but it's just even funnier in this moment because also it's so not their voices. It's hilarious. It's just like the most
So bad.
bizarre. Like you couldn't find anyone who sounded more like them than this. It was awful. So that was my favorite moment for sure because it was just insane. Like you couldn't find a single human being who could sing better than that. Yeah, so that's how I felt.
Well, the time is near, and that time is my top is off, and we're in Mumbai, spoiler city. So we're here, all of us. Tops are flown off on the plane here. We went through TSA. They took our tops, didn't give them back, and we're here. Okay. Friends, I spoiled it earlier, but typically I do the synopsis. Today I have put it on all four of you, which gave my tiny little woman hands a break from typing my notes throughout this movie. So everyone ended up working out very well for us. Everyone got a nice 20-minute chunk. So we're going to have everyone do their little parts of the synopsis. And we're going to start lights up action with Taryn.
Okay, so we begin the movie. Scenes of New York nightlife. The girls are getting ready backstage, and it's a montage of them getting ready as they're singing in their brand new music video for Cheetah Love, and they're performing their hearts out. They're on a stage where for some reason there's like a metal fence at the bottom of the front of the stage that they dance in front of, and the wind is blowing in their hair. And then as Val mentioned, the lines include, "We are Cheetah Girls. We stick together for life." And "I'll never be someone who deserts you," even though we immediately find out that Raven is not in this movie because she's deserted them. Cut to, they're not on the set of a music video. They're actually in an empty theater auditioning to a talent agent, is what it seems, who is unimpressed by them. This is where we find out why Raven's not there, because Galleria got into Cambridge and pieced out for summer school, which is wild because the other movies, she's the one most gung-ho for making the Cheetah Girls work. But, I guess when Cambridge calls, you have to answer. This is where we also find out that Aqua has been purposefully messing up her computer so that she can have chats with Kevin 347, and she chats up with him. That's as normal 18-year-old girls do out of high school. You gotta chat up the people on the tech support lines. Dorinda has broken up with her Spanish boyfriend Joaquin and is very bitter about that.
R.I.P.
So they go and they're hungry. They go get some lunch at an Indian restaurant, where as they're sitting down, Dorinda makes direct eye contact with a statue of Ganesh, and that's where her fascination with elephants begins. And they just start chatting about their struggles and complaining about jobs and singing, and how Aqua's behind on her reading for college, and they got a big summer ahead of them, busy. But then ring ring, phone call, Chanel gets a call offering them the audition of a lifetime for a Hollywood musical. So they're so pumped about it, they start singing and dancing in the middle of the restaurant. And people are staring at them weirdly until they get up and start dancing too. Everyone's having a great time. And that song transitions into their big audition, where the director, Vic, starts making eyes at Chanel, which they don't say how old Vic is, but that felt weird to me personally. But then the girls find out that it's actually a Bollywood movie in India, and they're mad about that for some reason. They wanted it to be California, but India, absolutely not. How dare you? And that's because Chanel didn't know where Mumbai is. And, the assistant director points out that Vic's uncle told him to cast, this is separately, he's talking to Vic and is like, but your uncle told you to only cast one girl, not three. The uncle's the producer, he's paying for this thing. And Vic says that's fine, he's just gonna rewrite the script real quick. And then the girls do it. They decide this is what's best. They're gonna do it. They fly to India the next morning, and they're there. They're taking their little cab to the hotel. Dorinda has another moment with a passing elephant on the street. That's when Chanel gets her call from Spain that she ignores. We get to the beautiful little market. The girls are doing some shopping. They meet the Swami, who gives them some little life knowledge and explains to them about tying the string onto the tree. You make a wish, and then when your wish comes true, you can come back and remove your string.
I want to know what happens if you forget where it is.
Yeah, I was like, how would you ever know where your string was?
If there's 100,000 strings on there.
And they tied their strings to other strings. So what if someone comes to remove their string because their wish came true? There's a lot of flaws in this plan.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're in their hotel room, and Dorinda is reminiscing over the Cheetah Girls with her photo album / scrapbook that she packed to take with her to India, which now I know why it's in the movie. Thank you, Al. But I still felt like it was a strange thing to pack for your international trip.
Yes.
Then they arrive to the India Picture Studios, and they see this beautiful backdrop of the Taj Mahal, and Vic says, they say if you kiss someone at the Taj Mahal at sunset, you'll know if your love is true. And the uncle has made this movie more modern and more marketable, which is why American Girls were cast in the lead, or a American Girl was supposed to be cast.
An American Girl doll was supposed to be cast.
An American Girl doll. And this was supposed to be a version of Namaste Bombay, a romance movie. And Chanel says that she loves romance. And Dorinda reminds her that they agreed earlier, no boys. They said it at the restaurant, no boys. And that is the end of the first 20 minutes. Thank you.
All right, who's up next?
Me. So,
oh, no.
So we start right at the 20-minute mark. The very first frame that we see is Vikram, the serial killer, speaking to the Cheetah Girls as they go up the ramp. Vikram is a scary, scary individual. The way he speaks frightens me a lot. We immediately see after that, we see the hunky Raheem. Also, what happened to the security gate that the Cheetah Girls went through? There's a place to dock your vehicles. Raheem came through on a full motorcycle, very dangerous, not being safe at all, could have hit something. He just rides it all the way through on a full, clean, white outfit. How do you keep a full, clean, white outfit while riding on a motorcycle? It doesn't make sense. He was wearing no protection, but I did like the suit. I want it. And all of the people that were asking him for autographs when he arrived, I assume they're PAs that work on the set. How unprofessional and inappropriate was it for them all to crowd him and demand an autograph? I would have fired them all. Can't be allowed. Raheem saying next please was absolutely insane, very rude. We were talking about this. All of the guys in this movie are weird. They don't act like normal, not even DCOM people. They just act very weird and strange. The Cheetah Girls can do better. And when all of the Cheetah Girls were actually speechless when they saw Raheem, they have more star power, I think, than him. The Cheetah Girls can do better. Raheem gives a troubled look right when we see that, right when the Cheetah Girls are about to go meet the choreographer. Why is that? We find out. All of these notes I took as a voice memo on my iPhone. So instead of Gita, it typed Gata with an alligator right next to it, like Will Ferrell and the other guys talking like a Gita or something. So that's every time that Gita pops up. And Gita is at first, well, we love her in the end, but at first she's really mean for some reason to the Cheetah Girls out of nowhere. But she's a hot mess at first, klutzy, so much fun. Raheem's snort. Well, I could talk all about Raheem's snort. It was so scary to me when he snorted for the first time. It was the most unnatural, ungodly movement that has ever been on cinema before. It was like someone just explained to him what a snort was before shooting, and that was his first time actually doing it. So strange. Yeah, and also Gita being mean to the Cheetah Girls. Actors coming in not knowing what's going on, they should have been given more prep. I don't know. I'd fire more people. I loved the dance off. Immediate dance off broke off in between the choreographer and the new Cheetah Girls to be like, oh, you're on this movie set? Let's see who's the real dancer. Loved the dance off. But again, if that actually broke out, my lead choreographer fighting with my lead actor, there has to be a better hierarchy of order here on this movie set. The Cheetah Girls, in my opinion, lost this dance battle hard. I think they got absolutely posterized. I think Geeta and her squad really took it to them. I think the Cheetah Girls got stunned, posterized, lost hardcore. The director, serial killer Vikram, hiding behind his second in command person, hiding from the uncle who like ended everything. I was like, oh, here, I got to talk to you, director, my nephew who's doing the whole thing. You can't hide behind people. It won't work. And I love how, by the way, loose they're being with this remake. It's like, if they want to be true to the original material, they're like, we'll make the main character 3 people. Oh, we'll make it 1 person. Oh, I'll just do rewrites here, rewrites there. I don't trust that the director is being true to this source material at all. Then they do a song. They found out, oh yeah, this is the song. It's the light song. It's the light song. Where it's beautiful. The Cheetah Girls found the least busy part of India to sing a song, and they had people with lights coming running all there. It was really cool. Then we get to the amazing outdoor market. Right, love the outdoor market. Beautiful. That's when we see Aqua reconnect with Kevin 347, which I don't know. This is a question for the grown-ups here. Is this like, did people flirt like this? They'd be like, I have the extension of this cute guy, and like we're flirting in this office here, and I call him Kevin 347. Like, is that how old people flirted? Was that the thing?
No.
Watch your mouth. Is that how old people flirted? You watch your mouth right now.
No,
I'm so young.
Yeah, well, I know most of us here are 17, but for the people that are over 40.
Yeah, I'm so young.
40?
We're kicking Caleb off the podcast.
That's okay. I'll go out in style, talking about the movie that I love the most. I love that when she was talking to Kevin 347, she was like, oh yeah, I just like Val saying, like, I just like flabbergasted the disc or whatever she said. She said like 10 tech terms in a row. No way.
Flabbergasted the disc.
No way I would remember to flabbergast the disc or do any of that stuff. I don't believe that.
Caleb.
I love the most that Kevin 347 and Aqua realize they're in the same time zone because of the sunset, but they realize they're in the same place. They went from time zone and then to like landmark. She was like, you can see the sunset? Wait, she didn't ask, are you in India? She just asked, can you see a white building by me? That was the next thing. They went from time zone to figuring out that they're right next to each other. There were steps that they missed there. Let's see. Dor, that's the woman with the long blonde hair, right? Dor.
Yeah, Doe. Yeah,
Door.
I love that Doe when she saw Kevin Aqua.
Diana's broken.
Door flabbergasted her.
Not door.
Not door.
Doe, a deer. Doe was, I love that she was going to go break up. I love how bitter she is. She was going to go break up Kevin, and Aqua like, nope, like phone relationships don't work. And she was going to go break them up. And then Chantel had to be like, no, stop. What are you doing?
Chanel.
Chanel.
Did you watch the movie?
Yes, I watched the movie. Of course I watched this movie. It's just everything blends together. This whole movie blended together.
He was stuck on how he'd restructure the people working on the set.
You're fired. You're out of here.
I am
Real quick, here's my question. Why was what's his name? Aram? What's his name? Is it Aram?
Kevin 347.
How do you spell it?
Amar.
It's
Why
Amar.
was Amar? Why was Amar working at any job, let alone telephone IT, for a high school? For I don't even know. Like, was he doing like a Geek Squad? Like, I don't understand what he was doing. He's a like royal person. Like, he's like really rich. Like, why is he doing
royal
this?
boy.
I don't understand.
How's he gonna meet women?
How's he gonna meet?
All right, go ahead, Kim. I'm sorry.
Hate the elephant mind reading thing. Hate it so much. Hate that they clearly spent most of their budget getting a real elephant. They didn't even explain this. They wanted to do mind reading or something deeply spiritual. None of it worked at all. Hated the elephant mind reading. Okay, we're on the end now. So we go back. So what's the name of the sacred monk who is out there a lot? What's his name? Swami G comes in a lot, and he's very helpful. Too helpful. When Doe comes back, like, he offers her a statue of Ganesh, one of the most important figures in the Hindu religion, and she like is like, nah, this doesn't really work for me, and just gives it back. So rude to just instantly give that back. You gotta take that very kind gift. And then he smacked her in the face with a leaf. Just smacked her right there. Clearly personal. It's right after she refused a very important religious gift, he made her close her eyes and smacked her in the face. Clearly connected, clearly personal. And then we ended right at the 40-minute mark. And right at the 40-minute mark, you are in the middle of Kevin 347 stuttering and stammering on the word what. Right after Aqua just told him that one of his biggest dreams was to star in Vic's movie, he was stuttering, being like, oh, why don't you do it? He was stuttering right in the middle of that. That is the end of the 40-minute mark, and that is the final frame, is him trying to convince Aqua to really go for this movie.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, Shane, I think you're up next,
what
yeah?
a tough act to follow. I don't know what happened after the what stammer, because I figured that Caleb would finish that scene, and I just went to the next one.
What happened was she went, okay, yeah, I'll do it. And then that was the scene.
Great.
Oh my God.
The email said, you'll figure out the scene endings naturally, and I did. This one,
Caleb said, 40
Hard stop.
00. I'm out.
Anyways, at the 40 and some change mark, we cut over to Dorinda and Raheem. And Dorinda points out that Raheem always looks like a big dork anytime that Geeta is around. Then he tells Dorinda that he's never even kissed a girl. And she's like, what? You kiss in movies all the time. And he goes, that's a different kind of kiss. It doesn't matter. He's never actually been in love. And so he asks Dorinda for help. And in exchange for helping him, he is going to help her get the part in the movie. Then we cut over to Chanel, and she is talking to her boo, Vic. And he tells her that like this is his one shot to make a movie. If he doesn't make this movie, he has to go to dental school. That's the big thing. It's like movie or dentist. Pick one. You can't be both.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. And he tells her like this is his one shot. And he's like, haven't you ever wanted your one shot to make it? And then we cue the sad solo song about being confused of whether Chanel wants to quit the Cheetah Girls and get the role or stay with the Cheetah Girls because Cheetah is forever. And she sings her song, What If? Which is one of the very few solos. Not any other Cheetah Girl had a backup moment in this one. It was just all Chanel.
Wow.
Cue back to Dorinda and Geeta, which I love that she has to play matchmaker even though she hates love. She is anti-relationship, and here she is trying to set up these two. And I do love that about it. They're talking about the audition, and Dorinda asks if Geeta had ever wanted to be a star. And Geeta says, no, I just love to dance and perform and to sing, which to me, all things make a star. But apparently not here. You can love to do all those things, but don't you dare do it in front of a camera. And then Geeta also admits that she does like Raheem. And this revelation comes after they're walking through the market, and Geeta runs and hides from a cardboard cutout of Raheem, thinking it's really him. Also, I love that these two can't stand around each other and they just trip over whatever is nearest, usually a chair. Back to Vic and his upset movie that's happening. He's upset that the set that he walked in on isn't the set that he wanted. And his uncle just says that they simply cannot afford it. The set they walked into is basically a room with some styrofoam pillars in it that quickly get knocked over because somebody walks right into it. Vic pleads with his uncle about the set and says it needs to be better. And says, sorry, we don't have any money. You have to find a different location if you don't this one. And so now they have to find a location that's free, and they have less than a week to do it.
Whoa.
So all of them get together. They're having a hangout somewhere, I forget where. And Amir, Kevin 347, talks to them, and he's like, oh, we should go to this village where I live, where my family is. There's a palace there. We could probably just film there. So they all decide they're going to go to this other village. And before they leave, the Swami is there, and he tells them to untie their strings if their wishes come true. And everyone's like, but they didn't, except for Aqua. Sneaks over when no one is looking and unties her string, which now we've decided might have been somebody else's string. Who knows?
She untied her string and took 3 other people's wishes with her. Those wishes ain't
Just
coming
like,
true.
take this. Then they arrive during what was the name of that holiday again?
Holi?
Or which was described as a festival of colors, which was very beautiful. This is probably one of my favorite scenes in the whole movie. It's very cute.
Mm-hmm.
And yet again, there's an elephant staring at Dorinda. Geeta tells her that it's good luck, or so her grandma said, and they're trying to help her. And then she promptly gets sprayed in the face by that said elephant.
Mm.
So I don't know if that's the help she wanted. It's the help she's getting. They participate in this festival of colors before arriving at Amir's place. And it turns out that Kevin 347, or Amir, is heir to the throne.
Mm-hmm.
When his grandfather dies, he gets to be all of this. That's going to be his palace. He's going to be wealthy. Why was this man working in tech support? Who really knows?
Great way to meet women who are 18. Newly 18.
And don't live
Anywhere
in the country
near
you
there.
live in.
Amir's mom makes them this big fancy feast. They make his favorite food, which was chicken tikka masala. And Ever the helicopter mom, Amir's mom says, I'll give you the recipe later. It's his favorite, to Aqua, which is creepy. And one of his sisters goes, she does this to all of his girlfriends. And that's when she's like, I'm not his girlfriend. Yeah.
Not yet.
Also, can I just point out, chicken tikka masala is great, but it is like the most generic Indian dish. Like, there is no way that this guy's favorite dish is chicken tikka masala.
Yeah.
And like, they were literally in India. They couldn't come up with a single other.
I think it might have been the thing that they voted on. I think it was the food item that she had as her favorite. It was either that or the chaat, but it's one of those two. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like, vote from these 3 Indian cuisines, and it was like samosas, chicken tikka masala, and paneer, you know? Because
I was like, come on.
Yeah.
That's like saying like hamburger is my favorite.
I like hamburger, hot dog, or pizza slice.
American. You are correct, though. Chicken tikka masala is the Indian food that white people eat, and they were trying to play it off like it's the main dish over there.
All right. Please proceed.
I'm almost done. We're almost at the 60-minute mark.
Thank God.
Thank God. While they're at dinner, Amir's mom also fangirls over Raheem because she can't believe that he's sitting at her table. Biggest thing in the world. Being there, Vic then asks Amir if he can film at their palace. And of course, Amir says yes, but on one condition, and then looks at Aqua.
Right.
That's the end.
Wow, and that's 60 minutes on the dot, huh?
Well, no, it's probably like right before because the scene cut into Diana's and I didn't want to steal her moment.
All right, Diana.
So picking up where we left off, where we last left our heroes, Amr is the new location owner, as he calls himself, and goes to Aqua on this beautiful balcony, and he's like, guess who's in the movie a little bit? And she's like, what? You? And then basically tells her, you're going to be the star of this movie. And she's like, whoa. And then you all have much more photographic memories than me. So I'm just going to jump around to what she remembers up here, which is, let's just jump to the shoe scene that I talked about earlier, where they're sitting and like all 3 of the girls are sitting, and Aqua has her sequin shoes and she ties her shoelace with the string, and they're like, is that? And she says, my string. And everyone assumes that it's because her wish came true and that she's the lead, and they all share like what their wishes were. So I think Dorinda wanted the Cheetah Girls to say the same. Chanel wanted the Cheetah Girls to succeed, and then Aqua just wanted her man. So then we go into the audition sequence, which I'll say it, what a fun song.
What a time.
This song is called I'm the One. And
real quick, time out. Before we get into this, because I want to talk extensively about this song. But 2 things. One, they're being so like suspicious of each other in the scene leading up to this audition. And I'm thinking to myself, they've known these guys for about 5 minutes. They've known each other for like their entire lives. Why are they not believing each other when they say that they were not the ones who orchestrated all of this bullshit? Of course it was the guys. Of course it was. So that's problem number 1. Problem number 2, who auditions in a group for a single role?
X Factor.
Well, here's my favorite part is because the uncle goes, okay, who's first? And they all 3 got up there and did the song.
Okay, so here, to your point, to point 1, Val, I have a theory that it's the absence of the fun adult figure who is a woman, because where is that character in this movie? Like,
yeah,
I mentioned that about Galleria's mom, and Chanel's mom was also not in this movie. But then even in the first movie, like, they had Drinka as kind of like this fairy godmother-esque character who was like alighting them with their growl power. And here they are letting these men make fools of them.
That's so
it's
true.
upsetting to me because the Cheetah Girls, they shouldn't have time for that.
No. And we watched this right as Women's Month ended.
Yeah. So I don't love the fact that the girls are pitted against each other at this point.
No.
Especially at the hands of these men with their own squabbles.
Caleb, rewrite the movie. Fire everyone, rewrite it.
Gladly.
That's part of what feels like Shakespearean to me almost. Because like there's people with lots of money and hidden influence and like all these little secrets and petty jealousies and like the way that it all comes together. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. I thought the song was a lot of fun, actually. And I did like the portion where all the men were singing and they were like, no, my girl this, my girl that. But that is the moment that occurred to me where I was like, they have too much power here. Like, I don't like the fact that it's just this panel of men holding this power. But anyways, so the audition ends and Chanel wins. She gets the role. And then they exchange some snide remarks, which hurts my Cheetah Girl heart. And then we enter what is my favorite genre of Cheetah Girl song, which is wandering angstily around a palace in Patty. And we saw it in Cheetah Girls 2. We saw it with the "It's over" and we're back. Okay. And somehow through the power of song and friendship, by the end of this song where they've all sung about how they can't bear to be apart, they have decided that they're friends again. They have apologized for letting these petty things get in the way of their true friendship. And then Chanel is like, I can't take the role. I can't take the role because nothing is worth losing you guys. And I was like, okay, here's another thing. Women like to see other women succeed. They've already decided they're good. Like, why can't Chanel just, they
do it.
They talked it out. Girl, go do the movie. I don't know. Maybe I'm oversimplifying it, but I was just sort of like, everything was literally all giggles. Like, we're all, oh, I love you. I can't do the movie because nothing's worth losing you. It's like, I didn't know that was on the line anymore. So then Chanel's like, yeah, I'm not going to do the movie. She doesn't do the movie. And then Dorinda has been coaching Raheem to approach Vita. And so we jumped to that part, which I loved, because they were just so giggly and cute around each other. And he snorted and she snorted. And she said, I really love your laugh, by the way. And I said, she's so real for that. So they fall in love. That sort of leads into the final moments of the film where it is determined that Gita should be the star of the film and that she has been the triple threat all along, and that the director of this film is going to prove to his uncle that she is a star. And he's like, you passed the test. You're talking like a real director now. And I think that's funny too, because it was like, it's what did it take to convince all these men the power was within them from women?
Women.
Mm-hmm. Also, that he's so dismissive of her at first. He's like, we don't let the help be in front of the camera. I was like, oh my God.
I don't want to, obviously, these are made in different times, but it almost felt kind of Greta Gerwig Barbie-esque. Am I allowed to reference exterior works? In the sense
no.
in the sense of like, it was almost like he was director Ken, and they were like, you did it, And then they sing the titular song as the final song of the film. And it's all very colorful and in celebration and fun choreography and fun cinematography. And I will say that this song is probably the one I remember the most from when I watched this as a kid. Like, as soon as it started playing, I was like, oh yeah, I heard this on a loop in all the Disney Channel commercials. Like, here it is. Lyrically, let's talk about, what is it? One heart, one soul, one song, and a circle together. I don't do geometry, but 3 points makes a triangle. And I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Cheetah Girl.
A good way to leave us. Thank you, Diana. Wow. Claps for everyone.
Claps for everyone.
Okay, we are our tops still off. And we're now playing bingo with our tops off. Tits out, tops off. Okay. Yay! Welcome to bingo. So Taryn, why don't you go ahead and start in the top left corner?
One hit wonder song. And I think no.
Yeah, no, because they have too many hits.
They are not one hit wonders.
Also, even just from this movie specifically, like none of the songs were very memorable.
No, they weren't hits, so they couldn't be one hit.
Yeah.
Ooh, right in the gut, Val. That's a Caleb comment if I've ever heard one.
Speaking of
Yeah,
Caleb.
let's see what we got here next. Breaking the fourth wall, looking into the camera. No.
Yes.
That happened?
In
All
like
the time.
every song they sing, they look
opening
directly.
of the
They're
movie.
directly into the camera.
I have a different. I was thinking like more like when there's nothing going on and they're legitimately looking at the camera and then being like, "You're watching a movie on Disney Channel." But no, that wasn't it. The closest they got was when they were talking about where Raven is. They were like, "No, it's okay. She's in Cambridge." Like it's like that was a message to us. But yeah,
She's in Cambridge.
I still think we can count it.
Yeah.
For the sake of getting bingo. All right, Diana.
Holiday themed. Not necessarily holiday themed. I mean,
there was
They-
There was
Holi.
a holiday in it. I would count
There was
it.
a holiday in
but
it.
they moved it.
That's true.
That is true.
I don't think it counts.
Okay. it
I
doesn't
defer to
count.
you
Sad.
all, but I would say no.
Okay, sad.
Holiday adjacent.
Yes. Good.
All right, mine is clunky metaphor.
I mean,
Absolutely.
the elephant. Yeah,
I mean,
there's like a number
Yeah,
of.
what was the line at the end of the movie again? I guess I was standing.
Which one?
Thank you for helping me realize I was standing in my own way.
I was the obstacle all along.
Yeah, I was the
Yeah.
obstacle. Absolutely, 100%.
Also, those elephants are definitely some kind of metaphor. They keep staring at me. Maybe because you need to look inside yourself.
Oh.
Wow.
My turn. Parents who just don't get it. No, because there are no parents in this movie.
There are no parents. Okay. Cool non-parent adult. So does Raheem count?
no.
He's
I
an
would count
adult.
Raheem and Geeta. I think they're both kind of more adults.
Yeah, they're both.
What
Yeah.
about the Swami?
Yeah.
And the Swami.
Oh, yeah.
Swami.
Swami
Is he
G.
cool though?
don't know, I think
Oh,
Raheem's
the
kinda
string
cool.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He is cool. I thought you were talking about the
Yeah.
I got him and the director mixed up.
Oh, the uncle?
no.
No.
You mean the producer?
The producer,
No,
yeah.
the uncle
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
The Cheetah Girls thought Raheem was dorky when he snorted.
He would like stop
but I liked him.
laughing fully to like he had to focus too much like brain power on it.
You know they tried. They did that shot like 80 times. That was the best one.
Yeah.
That
God.
probably hurt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
True.
Mhm.
All right, Taryn.
Someone too famous for a TV movie.
Nope.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Competition to resolve a central problem. Yeah, there was a pretty
Yeah,
heavy
actually, yeah.
competition.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You're right.
A montage sequence. I think.
So
Yeah,
many.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we met that one.
So many. I feel like the movie opened with a
That's what I
montage
was going to
Yes.
say.
Yeah.
Cliche villains.
There's not really
there's
a
not a
villain.
villain.
No,
Yeah.
the
This
villains are
movie.
themselves.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The themselves and racism.
That. Say it louder for the people in the back.
Themselves and racism.
Thank you, Shane, for listening.
Shane stands up for what's right.
Yeah. Clothes or items you owned.
I didn't see anything.
Does it count if I have a lenga and a choli? Because I've been in an Indian. I have two. I've been in an Indian.
Oh
wedding.
yeah, I guess I have like the outfit. That's right.
Everyone, does that count? I didn't own it as a kid. I own it now.
It counts.
Yeah.
Okay, Caleb says it counts. Everyone else? Oh, wait. There was that one music video they did in this movie where they were all three walking on the bridge with all of the lights and their outfits were asinine. The patterns didn't match. The clothes didn't match. Their clothes didn't match their pants. Like it was absolutely insane. And then the sparkly scarf and oh my gosh, they were like, we need you to know we're American.
American and 2008.
Yeah.
Was both those things.
Oh.
Rotten Tomatoes 40 to 60. Okay, time out. Did anyone look this up?
No.
No,
I did
but
not.
I'm
Great.
so confident that it's below 40.
Great. Okay, we're gonna go do a round of guessing. So we'll go in our same order. Taryn, what do you think it was?
I'm going to say it's 45.
Okay.
I'm going under 20% easy.
Wow.
What did you say, Caleb?
Under 20%. Wow. Easy.
Wow. Okay.
I think 42.
Damn, I was gonna say 42. I'll be rogue. 38.
Okay. I'm gonna say I always guess under what it actually is. So I'm gonna go ahead and guess 57.
None of you are right.
Is it like 80s?
It is 64.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Caleb, call Mr. Tomato.
Mr. Tomato, you are out. You need to
Rotten.
catch up
You
with the
are
rest
rotten.
of us.
I think that the music and the dancing saved it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Happily ever after.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost kissing.
There's real kissing.
There is real
which
kissing.
means there
And what
was
do I always
almost
say,
kissing.
Val? You have to almost kiss before you can real kiss.
Yes, and I know we debated this at the last episode, so we're not going to debate it.
You're all
again.
wrong and I'm right.
Wait, did the Cheetah Girls live happily ever after? Because every time the next movie comes up, we find out they broke up with their previous partner. So are they happy?
We have to assume so because
There's
there was
not
never
a
another
fourth.
Cheetah Girls.
And now
Apparently,
Jer-
there's rumored to be a fourth coming out.
Mm,
And I think Raven's involved.
Raven
Wow.
mentioned it.
That would be
Wow.
insane.
I just want to see my girls succeed. Like, they have
Yeah,
goodies
for
on
sure.
shelves somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Yes. And I want Raven to be able to be queer.
Yeah.
If
Yes.
they're going to do it again, I want her to be able to actually be
Yes.
herself.
Redemption for Raven and Queer Raven.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Let's keep our fingers crossed for that.
Give us
Edgar Allan
Raven.
Poe wrote a queer Raven.
Oh, good one.
Oh,
All right.
dear.
Is it me?
Yes.
Someone who became famous.
Yes.
Gita.
Oh, someone who became famous out of the
Oh, no,
actual
outside.
actors.
But,
But still,
the
yes.
3LW. Yeah, the 3LW are famous.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all
I would say.
all three of them.
I'll allow it.
Thank you. Betraying of one's real friends or values.
I don't actually think that any of them
They
actually
were this
did that.
close.
Yeah.
The boys did it for them,
Yes.
but they didn't actually do it.
Do we count Raven leaving everyone?
Yes, this movie is compromised from the start. From the start.
But Raven just went to college.
No, she was just in summer school. And honestly, with the type A person that Raven's character was, she never would have left the Cheetah Girls for summer school.
No,
That's so
definitely
true.
not.
But her mom made
I-
her. But her
I
mom
don't buy
made
it.
her.
She successfully convinced her mom to do everything else. And
Everything.
couldn't get out of summer
That's true.
school.
That's true.
Womp womp.
That's true.
We could have at least
Womp
gotten
womp.
a Skype like we did in Xenon.
Yeah.
Okay. Your childhood crush.
Did anyone have a crush on the Cheetah Girls?
No.
Sorry, Cheetah Girls.
Sorry, Cheetah Girls.
Obviously bad special effects or stunts. I mean, the audio syncing. Okay. Back to you, Taryn.
Disney Channel star. Yeah, I feel like
They were the
they're-
Cheetah Girls.
yeah.
They all were.
Yeah, they are. By that point, they were Disney Channel
Yeah.
stars.
Musical number. I'm pretty sure I saw a couple.
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
Your eyes do not deceive you.
Magic. And I'm going to say that the springs and the through line of the elephants and elephants being good luck felt like a kind of magic and whimsy. What do we think?
Okay.
I'm not mad at it.
I'll count it.
Yes, because at the restaurant, whenever at the beginning of the movie, she looked at that statue of Ganesh and the sparkle sound happened, just like the shooting star. Just
I was
yes,
there.
absolutely.
That's so true.
Yep.
So true.
Okay.
You're right.
Into it.
Someone says the title of the movie, and I don't think
So-
we have a full Cheetah Girls One World.
That's true.
Yeah, because I was going to say, do the lyrics of the song work? And I don't
No,
think
they don't
do.
immediately follow Cheetah Girls.
Wow.
Cheetah,
Wow.
cheetah. Cheetah, cheetah.
Cheetah, cheetah.
Cheetah. One world.
Still no. That
No.
still
Oh.
won't work.
Okay. Thanks, Shane.
Here for you.
Thanks. Scooby Dude.
There's nothing really.
There's nothing to
Scooby
To do. To Scooby Doo.
Yeah. To Scooby. The heroes create the problem. No.
Or she misunderstood Hollywood and Bollywood and where Mumbai is. And this would have never happened if she had listening comprehension.
I don't think that was
No,
a problem.
but the problem.
Okay.
No, the problem is that there's one role for 3 people,
Mm.
and no one told them that before they got on a plane to India.
Okay.
Which I do love that after they cast Gita at the end, they were still in the big musical number as dancers. So all 3 of them were
Right.
still in the movie.
And it looked
But
like
they
they
didn't
got
have
a lot of
enough
screen
money.
time.
They sure did.
No, and you do get paid more if you have a speaking role. So there you go.
Okay.
The lead is a fish out of water.
I would say
They're
they
in
were fishes
India,
out of
yeah.
water in
They
India.
could not
Okay.
dance at the beginning. They could not do the right
It's
dances. They struggled.
They did not
Mm.
understand. It's all in the arms.
Well, friends, for the sake of the bingo, having 6 of us here today, we've got 0 bingos.
Wah, wah,
Wow.
wah.
Whoa.
None bingos. Sorry to let everyone down.
Wow.
I hate this game.
I'm actually kind of surprised.
I hate this game. You know what, Shane, what you might love
What?
is this game I've created called On Location. Whoa! As we may have or may not have mentioned, Cheetah Girls was shot on location in India.
Buzz.
So we are going to play the game of on location, where I'm going to give you a movie and a location of where it is set, and you have to tell me if it was filmed on location or if it was not filmed on location. We're going to do the thumbs up or thumbs down, and I am going to keep notes of all of you. So everyone gets to play the entire time. Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Number 1, Mary Poppins was set in London. Was it filmed on location? That is correct. It was filmed in Burbank, California. Everyone gets 1 point. Next movie, Chicago was set in Chicago. Was it filmed on location? Yes or no?
No.
No.
I respect that, Shane.
Shane says yes.
Shane says yes.
The answer is no. It was filmed in Toronto.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay, everyone gets a point except for Shane.
that's okay.
All right. Mean Girls, set in Evanston, Illinois. Was
Oh.
it filmed on location? Yes or no?
No.
I think this is the trap question though. This would be yes.
Everyone said no. The answer is no. It was also filmed in Toronto.
Ah, interesting.
All right. The movie Pretty Woman is set in Los Angeles. Was this filmed on location?
Yes.
I'm going to say yes, but I feel like the answer is no.
Everyone said yes. The answer is yes. It was filmed on location in Los Angeles.
Because they go to
Rodeo
Rodeo
Drive,
Drive,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
That was my,
All right.
my
Yeah.
reasoning as well.
The movie Scarface is set in Miami. Diana goes, I don't know. Was this filmed on location? Yes or no?
I guess so.
This is tough.
Everyone says yes. That is incorrect. It was filmed in Los Angeles.
It's been a wild
No
card there.
points.
Shoot.
Oh.
All right, and our last movie, Saving Private Ryan, was set in Normandy in France. Was this filmed on location? Yes or no?
I'll put my faith in Steven.
Everyone says yes except for Taryn. And Taryn is the only correct one.
Oh!
It was filmed in Ireland.
Ah.
Steven.
And I only said no because everyone else said yes.
Mhm.
I knew it wasn't like LA.
Mhm.
Like they definitely filmed like somewhere
Yeah.
that looked
Ah.
like
Well,
that. Yeah.
congratulations, 5 points. Taryn wins.
Yay!
Wow.
Yay. Thank you for playing on location. Location. Thank you all so much for joining us here today.
Thanks for having us back.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, of course. Does anyone have any last moment thoughts about the movie before we wrap up?
When the new Cheetah Girls movie comes out, can we have a watch party?
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
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 We're making it be a thing right now.
Mhm.
And maybe we should write to them and ask if we can be in it.
Guys, the shooting star.
All of us can be the lead.
Everyone go find an elephant, look at its eyes right now.
There has to be one
Ugh.
cheetah girl that will sit down with us and do the podcast with us.
Has to.
We have to try.
We have to try. Amazing. Well, thank you all so much for coming once again. We're going to do a quick plug and chug. So feel free to plug yourself with your social media items. And we'll start the way that we've been done this. So Taryn.
And I've been Taryn Gomez. You can find me at Taryn GMZ, TARYN GMZ, on basically all the social medias.
Thank you.
You can find me at Caleb L. Gibson across all social media. I did have a website, Caleb Lee Gibson, but I missed the payment. So if you go to that website, there may be a blank page now. But social media, Caleb L. Gibson. I still own the domain name for my website. Stay tuned for that in the future.
And Caleb just friended me on Facebook.
Oh, I did. If you find me on Facebook, I won't accept it if I don't know you, but I can't stop you from following me on Instagram. So Caleb L. Gibson, go for it across all social.
Perfect.
I've been Diana Smith. You can follow me on Instagram at the as in the dot Diana dot Grace. I perform in some other groups, so shout out to Weekend Lawyer, shout out to Sorry. You should come catch long form wherever you are when you're in Chicago or wherever else. Would love to see you out there, whoever you are. Thanks.
Great. And I have been Shane Tolomeo. You can find me at Facebook at Shane Tolomeo or follow me on Instagram at Shane and Sheebs. It's SHIBES as in Shiba Inus. Shane and Sheebs.
Nice.
No reason for that.
Just my dogs.
Yeah. Thank you all so much for coming. Like, subscribe, live, laugh, love. Val, what are we watching next?
We are watching
Hatching Pete?
Dadnapped.
Dadnapped. Dang, I was one ahead. We're watching Dadnapped. Thanks, Val. Okay, everyone, have a good rest of your until we see you next. Listen to us. Okay. Bye, Val.
Bye, Al. Bye, Improvised DCOM cast.
Bye.
This podcast was produced by me,
And me.
and it was edited by me.
The music was composed by Michael McNally.
You can find us online at thetridentnetwork.com/dcommentaries-pod.
And you can find us on Instagram and TikTok at DCommentaries.
D-Commentaries is a part of the Trident Network. To learn more about our videos, live shows, and other podcasts, please visit thetridentnetwork.com.
Disney Channel original movies.
Damn it, Allie.